does anybody remember Kemp Mill Records? Well, over here in the DMV, they were really, really popular. It's a famous chain, famous record store, very popular. It exploded in the 1970s. I thought all the Kemp Mill record stores had closed, but there was actually one left, and that one lonesome one that was floating around is actually in Prince George's County off the 3000 block of Branch Avenue in Temple Hills, Maryland. And I bring up this story because the owners of this particular Kemp Mill Records, Armando Cruz and Danny Lamb, they have been running that store for like the past 14, 15 years, and they started off as employees at Kemp Mill Records going back to the 1980s, and they had just past 14 years they had finally got in a position where they were able to like buy up all the Kemp Mills that they could, and they tried to operate them that way, but like slowly but surely they all just started like dying off one by one, and then there was only this Kemp Mill music store that was left. And a little bit of a sad story, as not this Saturday but the following Saturday, so the second Saturday in March, will be the last time that Kemp Mill Music will be open, because they're going to be closing down its doors. Long story short, these guys sadly cannot afford to continue to pay their lease. Like, they've been managing to all this time, but what's the real tale is the fact that the landlord has decided, look, I need somebody that can make a long-term commitment to me, and you guys just pretty much doing, I believe they were doing like a year-to-year thing or something like that. He basically had got somebody that was willing to commit to 10 years, a 10-year lease. So he basically told the owners at Kemp Mill Records, you guys got to roll the fuck out. Sorry, you guys, I'd love to, but you guys got to go. And the reason why I'm spending this time talking about Kemp Mill Records is because here in the DMV, Kemp Mill Records has showed a lot of love to up-and-coming independent artists. Kemp Mill Records was perhaps the only record store in the DMV where if you were a local punk band, if you were a go-go band, if you were a up-and-coming rapper, and aspiring artist, you could come to Kemp Mill Records and you can say, hey man, look, I'm trying to like drop this new music on folks. Kemp Mill would actually let you put up your records, in a little section. However many mixtapes or whatever you had, they would actually let you go on ahead and they would do it. Now, some of them, they let you do it for free. And then you had others, they would like work out some type of a deal where it's like, okay, well, if you're going to be selling your albums for like $5 each, okay, well, for every, $5 out of that $5, just give us $2 and it's okay. But you used to be able to go into Kemp Mill Records, talk to whoever the store manager was or whatever, and next thing you know, your shit would be right there. So it was really fucking badass. And I don't know how many of you are into go-go like that, but DC's own Rare Essence. 3 in the morning in the pancake house. 4 in the morning, we be rolling to my house. 5 in the morning, she be giving me head. 6 in the morning, talking about the fun she had. 7 in the morning, and she just getting home, talking about the overnight scenario. That's the shit right there, man. So, Rare Essence. Kemp Mill Records, they fucking made them, because without Kemp Mill, like, there probably would not be a Rare Essence. All right. So go-go bands like them, and just for go-go bands period in the DMV, Kemp Mill Records showed them a lot of fucking love. Now, the owners, they're saying that it's very well possible that they could try to see about opening up at another location, but they did admit that would be rather challenging, because a lot of the of the landlords that's out there nowadays, they want long-term contracts, and that's just something that they really cannot commit to, quite honestly. But Kemp Mill Records, a force to reckon with in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. They really started diminishing in the 2000s. That's when it all had really came down, and you could find all kinds of CDs, cassettes, vinyl albums you used to be able to get at Kemp Mill all the time. So definitely a piece of DMV history is going away here, man, and it's quite sad, when I really think about it. So will I be going to that Kemp Mill in a couple of weeks? Yes. I'm probably not going to be able to go this Saturday, but I'm definitely going to be there